Good.
Coach, it looks like ESPN beat us to the punch with Jaron being named starting quarterback. Pretty accurate info.
Yeah, Jaron will be the starter.
What went into that decision?
Practice, walkthroughs, reps, production, all the above. We felt like he earned it. We also feel like Devin's a really good football player. I think Devin his ability to be a winning starter at this level, but Jaron earned it.
What does Jaron do best?
I'd say his accuracy down the field, keeps his eyes down the field really well. Those two things showed up. He's very, very coachable. He learns quickly.
Was there a dramatic progression from the beginning of practice time to now for him?
In fall or since January?
Both.
Yeah, I would say, yes to both. Yeah, I mean, he's a young guy. He's a freshman. Got to college in January, so he had spring ball. First time doing a lot of things. Spring workouts, spring practice, calling a play in a huddle, cadence, all those.
Anything in particular that he really showed progress in?
Yeah, a lot of areas. I mean, I think the knowledge of offense, and he picks things up very well. He learns, and like I mentioned, he's a very, very coachable guy. And then you have the accuracy and the ability to make the throws down the field, which we felt like he did a nice job of. He feels the pocket really well. So,
what about his mental makeup tells you he has what it takes to do this job?
I think he's just his demeanor. I mean, he comes out here every day, the same guy. I mean, he's very, very competitive. He's quick to smile, but he's a very competitive guy, and that shows up on the practice field, meeting room, and he's still learning. This is all. A lot of these are firsts for him, but I think he has the ability to learn. And I think where you get concerned is when a guy gets here and you have the same coaching points over and over and over again, and it's not resonating. But he's a guy that has shown he can learn and digests it, and out on the field, he's got the right demeanor. So
he talked to
him. When did the quarterbacks know that Jaron was going to be the starter? And last night, how did they react? Jaron
Jaron's excited, obviously. Devin, I'm sure, is disappointed, which you would expect. I get that. I mean, at that position, when you make a decision like that, I mean, it's not like a lot of people are just swapping quarterbacks every play. And if you're a corner or an offensive lineman or a linebacker, there's a lot of reps to be shared, but quarterback traditionally doesn't work that way. So I'm sure he's disappointed. I think Devin's a good football player. He does a lot of things well, extremely smart. He's been a great leader, so I'm sure he's disappointed. And also, there's a point, I know for us, that we need Devin. So I can empathize with his disappointment.
What do you expect from him in his first game as a college player, and what would be a good game for him against Oregon State?
Well, what I expect is that, when you have a young QB like that, he's got enough on his plate. It's everybody else. The O-line, it's the tight ends and the running backs and the receivers supporting him. It's the coaches, and it's the defense and the special teams. It's everybody else. And he'll have enough on his plate. All quarterbacks do, but especially a freshman quarterback. So, he's going to go through things for the first time, and so he doesn't have that luxury of experience. And I'm sure he won't be perfect. We're not expecting him to be perfect. We just expect him to be Jaron and get a little better every day.
What sort of benchmarks are you looking for him to hit throughout the season? To that note, that you're not expecting him to be perfect starting out. What kind of progression can we expect?
Just improvement. Every rep he gets out there. I mean, are you looking for stats? I don't know what else you got. You gave me a look there.
What you're looking for.
Yeah, improvement. Yeah.
Any chance that two quarterbacks would play against Oregon State, assuming the game stays competitive?
That would be a game plan specific decision, and we haven't made that decision yet.
Justin, quarterback's typically the leader of the offense. He's a freshman. How is he in that department? Has he got the team behind him? Is he comfortable with everybody?
I think he's very comfortable in his own skin. He's a confident guy. He's very easy for people to get along with and talk to. But again, we're not asking Jaron to shoulder every load out there. We need everybody on the team to help him. And the offensive line and the tight ends, I go back through this again. So from a leadership standpoint, he has leadership abilities. But again, there's things that he can do that he can continue to grow in terms of his leadership, and also, the physical part of the game and the coaching. He's just got a lot on his plate right now, but I'm more than confident that he can handle all of it.
The only other true freshman to start a season opener for Cal, Jared Goff. Pretty good player. Now, you didn't coach him, but I'm sure you know Jared.
Yeah.
Are there any similarities, temperament or physical, that Jared and Jaron share?
That's a great question. I remember Jared when he was in high school. I remember watching him play, and then obviously when he was here, I wasn't here, but competing against him, and then just watching him on tape a lot. He was always such a cool customer. He didn't seem to get real up and down. Always very steady, and a lot of great quarterbacks have that character trait, with their ability to stay in the moment, not get too high or too low. I see some of those same character traits with Jaron. I don't like comparing people. Everybody's unique, but yeah, he has some of that. He's a pretty even-keeled guy. And, so yeah, I don't. It's not going to be. You don't get the sense like it's going to be too big for him, or I just think he's got that demeanor that's very calm and collected and competitive at the same time.
Was there a point in camp or a moment that you saw that you said, okay, this is kind of where it's leading, this is what it's looking like, it's going to be Jaron at that position?
We made the decision yesterday after taking into account the entire winter, spring, summer, and fall camp.
You had scrimmage Saturday night.
Yep.
What are some of the big takeaways that come away from that, and did some of the maybe starting positions come into focus through that?
Yeah, it's a great question. The scrimmage, we had a live portion. I think we got about 35 plays in there. The defense tackled much better than they did the first scrimmage the week prior, which was good to see. The offense, especially the backs, had some really nice runs again. We did a lot of situational football into half, into game, which I thought the offense managed. We had some really good learning in there and did a nice job getting some scoring drives in those into game situations. When it comes to the positions, there are some positions that are starting to take shape, certainly. O-line, I think we're getting closer and closer, but at this point, there's 5 guys taking the field with the ones. We're probably playing more than 5 guys. Would we love to see 5 maybe take another step forward and create some distance between themselves and the 2s? Yeah, that'd be great. But right now, as long as they're all getting better, we can work with that. So I think the O-line group, the 1s and some of the 2s are, being more and more solidified at this point. Now, can that change in the next 2 weeks? Absolutely. Tight end position, same thing. Really kind of 3 guys getting a lion's share in there. The running back position, to be honest, right now, it's kind of 1, A, B, and C. All 3 of those guys have shown to be productive in different ways. We've got some really good physical runs this past Saturday, which was great to see. The receiver group, Jacob DeJesus continues to flash each and every day. Tron, we've seen what Tron can do. And then kind of that 3 through 7 or 8 in the receiver room, it's, again, who can take a step forward and create some separation for themselves, and or we're going to play multiple guys at those positions. Defense, Cade's going to start and play as long as Cade can play. Aiden Kiana into the same. Ryan McCullough. TJ Bush has done a really nice job at the other edge. There's going to be multiple edges at play. The young D linemen have flashed. They need to be more consistent, but those guys continue to flash. The secondary, Zeke and Paco, which start at corner. They're the clear starting corners. And at safety, let's see here, Isaiah Crosby, Aiden Monetai, Palador, and then really, let's see here, Jordan and Tristan have both done some good things.
Who's Paco?
Oh, Brent Austin, yeah, Paco. That's what he prefers to be called. And then inside linebacker position opposite Cade, the guy who's made a really big jump this camp is Luke Ferrelli. He's done an excellent job. He had a little bit of an injury that slowed him down at the end of last week, but he's good to go. He's had a really good camp. And then Harrison Taggart and Boom Jock have also made some really good plays. Aaron Hampton has showed up, but that kind of that spot opposite Cade, Luke's taking a big step, and those other guys are still pushing. So we're going to play 2 kickers. Here's one for you. We'll have 2 kickers, not at the same time.
You mean one for long, one for short?
Yeah.
Murray looked like he had a big leg on kickoff.
He did.
Which is which?
Abram hit the kickoff deep into the end zone on Saturday, which was great to see. Really like seeing that. So we were put some pressure on him on the kickoff team to launch those deep into the end zone, and he did that. So that's good. And then Chase has done a nice job with the PAT field goal game.
So he'd be a short kicker, and the other guy, and Abram would be the long field goal, or
What do you think?
okay?
Coach, you may have answered
I want
this
you to
earlier.
say it, though.
Sorry, Coach, you may have answered this earlier, but what has impressed you the most about Jaron on off the field?
Yeah.
Whatever aspect.
Off the field, I think it's just his approach to the game, his demeanor. He's a genuine guy. He's got the aptitude to learn. You know, like we were talking earlier, some guys, you know, get in here and you feel like you're coaching them on the same thing over and over again. He's a guy that's shown he can digest information, he can take the coaching and apply it, which is really a great quality. And then on the field, he's shown really good accuracy and making good decisions. He's not perfect. I mean, he's a freshman and he'll make mistakes, but he's shown really good accuracy, you know, in the short game and the deep game.
This may be a silly question, but with a left-handed quarterback, does that change what you guys do up front in terms of
Potentially.
who you play up there?
Yeah.
In what ways?
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, we consider that for sure.
Just at the outset, you said outside of camp, you said Nate Burrell was out for the
Yeah,
season.
Nate.
Anybody in the interim now that
No.
you don't think
No.
won't make it?
No. Just Nate.
You mentioned guys at a lot of positions that
Yep.
look real good. How about the offensive line? Are there any particular guys there?
Yeah, you know, the one guy that's made a significant improvement is Leon Bell at tackle. You've probably seen Leon walking by. He's a big guy, really long arms, and he changed his body in the summer. Credit to him and Coach Novak and their staff. He's improved significantly at tackle. Tyson Ruffins is a really competitive guy on the interior at guard. Siwape, he's played a lot here, so you kind of have a lot of reps there.
Who's your center?
Let's see, Lamar right now. Yep,
And the
Lamar.
other tackle?
Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's competitive. Yeah, honestly, all those tackles are competing. Braden Miller's had a really good camp too. He's the other one, Braden Miller. He's done an excellent job off the field, preparing himself, shown leadership abilities. He's a tough guy on the field, kind of a mauler. And then you got Nick and Fred, who are talented young guys. So Moko's done some really good things as well on the interior. Bastion Swinney's getting a ton of reps. So again, there's a lot of names in there. It'd be great if we create so much competition that 5 guys just rise above. But I don't. It's so competitive right now. I can't say that it's that clear.
How does
Bastion,
this?
guard, and center.
Yeah, guard mostly, but yeah.
Are you gonna have a depth chart come early next week or not?
We will release it when we have to release it.
Which is when do you have
There
to
you go.
release it?
Kickoff for Oregon State.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
How does this depth compare to previous seasons? You keep mentioning that
Yeah,
word.
it's much more competitive in camp. It shows up on special teams as well. The number of guys that can play punt, block, and return, cover punts, cover kicks, play on kick return. So you have like the safeties right now. There's 5 or 6, 7 guys that can help us on the field and then play special teams. Same thing at linebacker, edges. I mean, there's more competition across the board than we've had. There's a lot. It's a lot more tightly contested for reps. I would say that. And then you have the obvious, the Cades. We know what Cade is, right? But it shows up on special teams, and it shows up in trying to determine the depth chart. And then there's going to be situations, especially on offense, where maybe it's packaged for people, where you kind of finding out what people do best and use them to do that.
You mentioned Aiden, and I know Jayon kind of flashed in the spring as well,
Yeah.
the true freshman.
Yeah.
How realistic is it that those guys are going to get, be able to contribute
Aiden's
this
playing.
season?
Yeah. Like Aiden Monotai?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aiden playing a lot.
And what did those guys show to, and especially him to make
Aiden
that?
is very, for a freshman to come in and, again, he plays like he's been here for a couple of years. The questions he asks, again, his ability to take the coaching and apply it, his instincts for the game. I mean, he's a very natural guy. And he got into spring ball and it kind of showed up, and then you're in fall camp, and he's a freshman and he's playing a lot, ton of reps, 1s and 2s, and you just don't see a lot of repetitive mistakes with him. Again, he's not perfect. He's still a young guy that's learning, but his ability to understand the defense, where he fits, his instincts for the game. He just looks like he's been playing here a while, a lot more than a couple more 7 or 8 months.
Justin, you mentioned Tron.
Yep.
Can you just talk about how he's continued to progress, and also sort of, is he the argument for why you're keeping the walk-on program?
Yeah. Tron is a really hard-working guy. He's been that way since he's been here, earned his way onto the field. He's been real productive for us. He's continuing to get better. He pushes himself. There's things that he can continue to get better at, and I know he's aware of that, and he works on that. He's a guy that the offense counts on. And as it relates to the walk-on program, yeah, I think it's really important. I think it's really good, for those guys to prove themselves. I think it's really good for your locker room when a guy comes in here who didn't get a scholarship, let alone all the NIL that's out there now, and walks on and earns his way, and he's rewarded for that. I think that's really valuable for the locker room, and so we want to be able to keep that going. And we think there's good players out there who are really hungry to play. Because then there's also some guys that might be good enough for a scholarship, but do they love it the same? It's hard to tell anymore. There's a lot of money involved, so the guy loves it.
And guys develop a different timetable, right?
They sure do. Oh, in football, man, we could go on and on about the number of guys that have walked on, non-recruited, and they're developed. And then there's just so much more to it. It's you got to, can he retain information? Can he learn? Does he have instincts for the game of football? This is hard. It's year-round. You have to be fully invested to get the most out of it. And not everybody's invested the same. They're just not. And so, there's just, that reveals itself over time. And you see that with the walk-ons, and we've had a number of them here. Ashton Davis begged to come walk on the football team. Had to do it over and over and over again. And then finally, it was like, I think it was right before I got here, they kind of like, all right, sure. You guys, early round draft pick plays in the NFL. So recruiting's imperfect, if you didn't know that already. It's an imperfect science, and the mentality, the character, the want to, obviously the physical talent that continues to develop, all those things matter.